Welcome to the Global WarWatch Network. If you're serious about understanding the big shifts happening in global security, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. That way, you won't miss a thing. All right, so here's a fascinating story. You've got all these nations kind of stepping back from defense deals with Israel, right? But India? Well, India's doing the complete opposite. They're doubling down. So what gives? Why is this partnership not just surviving, but actually thriving? We're going to get into exactly how this alliance is changing the game in South Asia. So let's really dig into what's happening. I mean, you look at the headlines and it's all about boycotts and all this geopolitical pressure. But behind the scenes, the story between India and Israel on defense, it's a totally different picture. Okay, so look at this contrast. On one hand, you've got this clear pattern in Europe. Spain, they cancel a huge missile deal. Slovenia, a full-on embargo. Israeli companies are getting kicked out of major defense expos. And then there's India. They're going in the complete opposite direction, signing new deals, deepening their ties, and collaborating on pretty much everything. And the numbers? Wow, the numbers really tell the story. Get this, from 2020 to 2024, India accounted for 34% of all of Israel's arms exports. Let that sink in. That's over a third of their entire market. It makes India their #1 customer by a long shot. The US, they're way back in second place at just 13%. But, this isn't just a one-way street benefiting India. Think about it from Israel's perspective. Even with all those boycotts we mentioned, their defense exports hit an all-time high of $14.8 billion in 2024. That's incredible. It just shows how resilient their industry is, and it really highlights why having a reliable, major partner like India is absolutely crucial for them. Okay, so that's the big picture. But what does this partnership actually look like on the ground? We're not talking about handshakes and paper agreements here. We're talking about real, cutting-edge military hardware that's now a core part of India's arsenal. Let's take a perfect example, India's homegrown fighter jet, the Tejas. It's a huge point of national pride. But if you look under the hood, its most critical components, we're talking its eyes, its brain, its teeth, they're Israeli. The advanced radar that sees everything, Israeli. The long-range missiles, Israeli. Even the high-tech helmet the pilot wears, you guessed it. So even though it's a made-in-India plane, Israeli tech is right there at its heart. And this is where it gets really interesting. This partnership has gone way beyond India just buying stuff off the shelf. We're seeing key weapons like the Spike anti-tank missiles and the Hermes 900 drones being built inside India now. This is all happening through joint ventures. It's a huge shift, really. We're talking about co-production, about a real transfer of technology. In all of this collaboration, all this tech transfer, it's building up to something massive. The absolute crown jewel of this partnership, an incredibly ambitious project to build a futuristic, multi-layered defense shield for the whole country. They're calling it Mission Sudarshan Chakra. And the idea here is to create this all-encompassing AI-powered air and missile defense system. Think of it like a giant protective bubble designed to shield everything, from military bases to entire cities, against pretty much any threat you can throw at it. Ballistic missiles, swarms of drones, you name it.
Even the name Sudarshan Chakra is super significant. It's named after the legendary weapon of the Hindu deity Lord Vishnu, a weapon that symbolizes divine protection and perfect accuracy. So right away, that tells you this isn't just another military project. They're framing this as a truly national mission.
And conceptually, this is what they're aiming for, a layered dome of defense. Different layers are designed to detect, track, and then take out threats at different altitudes and distances. The end goal? To create a virtually impenetrable shield over the country's most important assets. Now, a really key piece of this puzzle is something called Project Kusha. And listen, this isn't some far-off, futuristic dream. They are on a very clear, very aggressive timeline. They're planning to start testing their own long-range interceptor missiles, the kind that can compete with Russia's famous S-400 system, in just a couple of years. That's really fast. And right at the heart of Mission Sudarshan Chakra, you find that Israeli connection once again. The Barak 8 missile system, which, by the way, was developed together by both countries, is already up and running. It provides this proven 360-degree defensive layer that's basically the foundation they're building this whole giant, ambitious shield on top of. Of course, when you have a partnership this deep, this technologically advanced, it doesn't just exist in a vacuum, right? It's bound to have some pretty major consequences for the strategic balance of power in the entire region. And, well, security analysts are definitely paying attention. A recent analysis from 2024 pretty much spelled it out, calling this collaboration a formidable challenge to the way things are in the region. The argument is that all this high-end tech transfer is making the existing military gap between India and Pakistan even wider.
But for India, this isn't just about regional power dynamics. This partnership is a key piece of a much bigger puzzle, a much larger national goal, becoming truly self-reliant in defense.
You can actually see a clear strategy in how this whole thing has evolved. Step 1 was just buying weapons from Israel. Then they moved to Step 2, setting up joint ventures to build those weapons in India. Step 3 was working together to create brand new systems from the ground up. And now they're at the final stage, full-blown local manufacturing, all thanks to this incredible transfer of tech and know-how. Which, of course, brings us to the big final question. Is this incredibly deep strategic partnership with Israel the secret ingredient, the key that's finally going to unlock India's long-held dream of becoming truly self-reliant in defense and really solidifying its spot as a global military power? Thanks so much for joining us here at the Global WarWatch Network. If you found this breakdown valuable and want to keep exploring these critical topics, do us a favor and hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. It really helps us out. And we genuinely want to know what you think. What's your take on all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And hey, why not join the conversation on our social media? All the links for that are waiting for you in the description.